Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Today we will discuss about a very unique transit that is going to happen on 18th of September. I have already made a transit video on Jupiter and Saturn combined direct motion. But this transit is this video is not about the transit effect in totality that is going to happen, because the transit of Saturn will be combined by the transit of Jupiter. But this video will address one very unique situation and one particular aspect of the planetary conjunction that is happening in the sky, which is going on for some time and will have some definite effect. And what that specific area will be, where the effect of the planet will be, that is what we are going to discuss in this video. So stay tuned. This is going to be a very interesting take on something which is very specific and particular, and it will also be very interesting to understand it from the world of astrology, from the perspective of astrology, that how these planets actually affect us in reality. And if we try to study a single aspect, or if we try to take one strand, one thread of astrological planetary position, we can actually understand the basic working principle happening right in front of our own eyes. So it acts as universal laboratory where we can see live examples of planet and their energies working on us, and all we have to do is to understand their working by understanding their experience on our own life. Let us get into one unique transit that is happening, and that is the separation of Saturn and Ketu from 18th of September. So stay tuned till the end of the video, and do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and do not forget to hit the bell icon, because that's what keeps you notified when I upload a video and keeps you and me connected. So what is happening on 18th of September, and what is so unique about this? Every time Saturn may go retrograde, may become direct, a lot of planets goes retrograde. What is so specific about this? First of all, this is Saturn and Ketu, and second, they have been going hand in hand from a very long time. Saturn and Ketu were together in the same zodiac for approximately in the same degree. That is where they were going in the same direction, because Ketu is by default a retrograde planet with respect to Sun and Moon. Saturn was retrograde since April end this year, and it is completing the retrograde motion on 18th of September. So Saturn will now go direct. So what happens in this case is that Saturn is moving forward, whereas Ketu is moving backward. That means they are separating away from each other. They are going apart. They are splitting apart. For a very long time, Saturn and Ketu were going in the same direction, and suddenly they have started to move apart. They have started to go in a opposite direction. So what is so special about this separate motion of planets? You have to first of all understand the basic nature of Ketu. Ketu is a splitter, as well as Ketu acts as an absorber. Ketu absorbs, because this is the natural south pole, and it will absorb the lines of force. So the Ketu act as a great sink that will absorb the planetary energy and will try to behave exactly like the planet with which it is conjunct. So Ketu here will behave like another Saturn. But because Saturn is going direct and Ketu is going reverse, Ketu, while trying to absorb the Saturn energy, will create an immense amount of rift and friction between Saturn and the distance it will create between Ketu. So the more the Saturn will progress, the more the rift will be created, till the time Jupiter comes into picture. So what is this rift going to cause? What is this rift is all about? When Saturn was with Ketu, when Saturn was going retrograde, Saturn was trying to actually fill the gaps, and Saturn was in in a state of amnesia, because any planet with Ketu goes into a state of amnesia, because Ketu takes the energy of the planet and try to behave like, the mimic like another planet, and because of that the headless energy becomes multiplied. That is why Ketu can act as a multiplier, or it creates various replicas of the similar situation. Now, which one is true and which one is false is a different scenario. So, when Saturn sits with Ketu, Saturn was giving all sorts of feed and power to Ketu, which was going towards Rahu, but now Saturn is going against Ketu. So, all those that was given is now slowly is now going in the positive direction. But Ketu is trying to pull Saturn back. So, this pull of Ketu and the immense amount of power that Saturn will generate while moving forward is going to rip the fabric between the Saturn and Ketu apart. That means in the zodiac of Sagittarius, wherever that zodiac is, that is going to undergo a massive transformation. Now imagine Saturn and Ketu was holding each other in a very strong way, and there was a complete covering of you can say a layer was around you. That layer is going to slowly break apart. It will form the shell will completely break into two half, and the more the Saturn will progress ahead, the more the Ketu will progress behind. That open area, that new life, that new identity is going to come out in a much better way. Especially if you are a Gemini ascendant or Sagittarius ascendant or the moon sign, you are going to be extremely affected by this, I would say, from Cocoon to butterfly transit. This transit does not happen every day, guys. You have to understand that this is a very rare and a very short period of transit, because once Jupiter comes into picture, things becomes very easy for you. So for a couple of months, things may be very rigid, tight, and very difficult for you. Things may appear very negative, but what you have to understand is that it is going to reveal lot of weakness and truth and reality. So what you have to do is you have to hang tight. You have to sit tight and do not decide anything even if you understand something, because if any negativity happens or any negative event happens and you feel that things are not going as per the plan and you feel negative about it, then this clearly means that until and unless Jupiter comes into picture, you will not get the real wisdom of that. And if you do not get the wisdom of the information or the effect of the situation, then how will you determine whether what is happening is in reality good or bad? Because you may feel now that it is good, but in future, or if you feel now that it is very bad, in future it will be very good. So what you have to do is you have to closely observe the time period between 18th of September and 5th of November. Because between 18th of September and 5th of November, Saturn will make all sorts of friction on the Sagittarius zodiac. Will this be very bad for everybody? Absolutely not. This friction will actually reveal the true colors of each and every human being in one way or the other, and this also means that you can be a much better person. This means there will be hidden qualities, hidden talent which will come out. So you don't need to worry. It's not like this transit is doing anything negative for you. This transit is here to make you realize who you are in reality. So it may be like from a very long time you had this notion about yourself and you were thinking you are a particular kind of a person and you have this particular kind of behavior. But now you realize that you are not like that. You are somebody else. You have something else in need. Your priority is somewhere else. It was just illusion all around. It was just you were in mistake, doing some mistake or committing some mistake while understanding things, while deciding your priority, while setting up your expectations. All this is going to an end, and this friction, you can say, can be just as the friction what is needed to help us to walk on the surface of any solid object. So we say that friction is a necessary evil, this Saturn and Ketu transit, you can call it as a necessary evil. This may appear harsh, cold, unresponsive. This may appear to be very uncomfortable, to make you do things which you have never done before, especially because on the 7th of it, Rahu is in Adra. But understand, take that challenge, hit it hard, because you are going to become somebody whom you have never met before. So imagine the diamond who is in the form of coal, who is coming out from the surface of the earth. If you do not polish that, if the friction is not created on top of the diamond, if you don't rub the diamond, will that diamond be a valuable piece of stone? Will it be a jewelry, or it will be just another solid rock? That is the difference between a negative friction and a positive friction. This friction is going to rub our soul and polish it hard and make us a better human being. The only way you can be a better person is if you simply accept the changes, accept the personality paradigm shift that is going to happen, and accept the positivity out of negativity. In my every video I say you have to be very positive, because you can only understand these upcoming months from the lens of positivity. If you feel negative, that negativity will itself become a friction force for you. Ultimately, you will understand once Jupiter comes into the zodiac of Sagittarius. Jupiter will start giving you the wisdom. But what I am saying is, what if you understand beforehand and you get to use the energy in a more efficient way rather than waiting for another planet to come and then creating a separate circumstance, and then you will understand. So let the realization come much before, if possible, for you, and simply take the resistance, because it is the resistance that helps us walk. It is the resistance that causes transpiration in plants. It is the resistance, the very resistance of the oxygen that burns your body and also oxidates and kills the human body, is the reason why we are alive. So you can say the Saturn and Ketu rift of energy is going to split us apart, and it will reveal the true soul, the true identity, the true dharma. And why it is very important is because it is in the 9th house, natural 9th house, the house of dharma. And dharma means path of righteousness. So for you, for every one of us, every single human being on this planet will have this immense amount of friction in our soul, which you can call it ascension. So you must have heard about this ascension thing. Things are going into a different frequency. Earth is moving into a different domain. People are rising, more and more people are going into the spiritual domain. This is ascension. What is ascension? When you are pulled from a lower frequency and made to vibrate with a higher frequency. And what do you mean by higher frequency? A better understanding of life, understanding the reason why you took birth on this planet, understanding every single event and accepting all challenges and possibilities with open arms, so that you can complete the challenge and the task that is given to you, and you do not complain and you just fight hard. And that is what Saturn and Ketu is going to bring, breaking the illusion. Saturn and Ketu will break the illusion of your life and will help you understand the practicality, and it will help you to meet the realistic face of life. And that is the beauty of this transit. Although this transit is for only 1.5 months, but the impact that it is going to create is going to deviate each one of our life and give us something that you will carry till you die. Understand one more reason. There is a very specific reason why you are born and why you were born at a particular date and time on this planet Earth. And if you are alive during that transit, then that means you were supposed to take that energy and continue with that in this planet. That means your own karma gave you this opportunity. Otherwise, you could have born in some other era, some other timeline, maybe too soon, too early, or maybe you have born too late. Maybe this time will not even come in our next birth. Who knows when the next birth will be? Who knows what will be the mathematical equation? But this certainly is going to be the time of your life. It is more important than Jupiter, Saturn, Ketu conjunction that will happen, which I call as a conjunction of the millennium. But you can say this is beyond millennium. This is conjunction of multiple lifetimes. Saturn and Ketu rifting apart on Sagittarius is one rare phenomena that can give you and can make you understand who you are. Listen to the call of Shani, listen to the call of Ketu and go inside. Do not focus outside. Saturn and Ketu going apart is when the gem inside the body, gem inside the soul is revealed to the society. It is revealed to the outside world. So this also is a case of Kundalini Jagran and the awakening of the Kundalini energy. So each one of us will get one chance. Can we align ourselves to the divine godly force? Can we align ourselves to the divinity? Can we align ourselves to God? Can you do it? And the only way to do it is surrender, acceptance, and having a very positive approach towards life, that no matter what happens, I am going to be happy. I am going to be very positive, because I know whatever is happening for a very, very specific reason, and it is no joke. This Saturn and Ketu transit will maximize its potential before Jupiter comes into picture, and once Jupiter comes into picture, the entire system, the way it will work will change, your life will change. And definitely I will tell you that in another video where I will have Jupiter, Saturn and Ketu transit explanation. But I just wanted to convey this because I was watching and I immediately felt that this split must be explained to you, because this split of Saturn and Ketu is one of a very massive, you can say, a continental drift of the horoscope. So this is equivalent of a big continental drift, and wherever it will clash, it will create Himalayas, and wherever it will drift apart, it will create two separate continents, and therefore a new identity will be created for you. Accept that identity, because that is who you are. Thank you guys for watching Punneit's Astrology. I hope this video gave you some clarity on the upcoming days, and keep watching, keep subscribing, keep loving, keep liking, keep suggesting, drop your comments, and also hit the bell icon and share the video among family and friends and spread the word of astrology. This is your host Punneit. Seek the light. Thank you.